What's going on, guys? Glock Guy 226 here. Tonight we're going to talk a little bit about weapons lights on everyday carry guns. Now before we get into that, just a quick reminder, Spider Concealment is still offering 10% off of any holster on their website using the code GlockGuy226. Now for them to go out of their way to do that, for me being such a small channel, to help my viewers out get 10% off their purchase is really awesome. Now they make quality stuff, guys. I know I did a video on it, but if you haven't seen it, please go check it out, and that's spiderconcealment.com. Now besides Spider Concealment, my buddy Mike over at Tango Arms is also offering 5% off of your complete order. So to help you guys out, get some nice triggers for your guns, Glock triggers such as Agency, Zev, he has AR triggers, Glock barrels, just lots of cool stuff. I'm always getting asked about those kind of products. So go check out Tango Arms, use the code GlockGuy226, save a little bit of money, guys. So I'm very happy to bring you guys these discounts. Like I said, me being a smaller channel, it just really means a lot that these companies would do that for me. Like I said, helps you guys out, helps me out, helps them out. It's just a good thing for the gun community. They're both smaller businesses, gun guys, they're passionate about what they do. And personally, I like dealing with the smaller businesses and owners that are actually gun guys compared to some of the big box stores. I order stuff from everywhere, don't get me wrong, but if I have a chance to help out a fellow gun guy, that's what I'm going to do. Now, sorry to ramble on about that stuff, guys. It just still kind of shocking that these companies would do that for me. Let's get into these weapon lights. Now I'm going to safety check each gun here. I got everything sitting on my lap, so bear with me. As you can see, it is indeed empty. And I'll be putting mags back in here, but nothing's chambered. They are empty, guys. Glock 43 is also empty, and this thing's just been begging for a barrel. So hopefully sooner than later, we'll be getting a barrel for the 43. But that's besides the point. Weapons lights on your EDC guns. Now, as long as I've had my Glock 43, I've had this TLR6 on it. Now the TLR6 is a great light, great option for guns that don't have rails. I've seen now they even release the rail mounted version of the TLR6, and I don't know how much I dig that. I think the TLR6 is a great option for guns that don't have rails, but me personally, I would rather have a full-size TLR1 HL, even a Surefire product versus such a smaller light. Now you don't gain any width as far as having the TLR6, which is a really good thing. So it's really all about what you're into, what you need. This doesn't offer nearly as much lumens as, say, the TLR1, but you're also gaining a lot bigger of a light. But all in all, as far as this topic goes, I really think it's a good idea to have a weapons light on your everyday carry gun. Now, one thing I was concerned about when upgrading to a TLR1 on my Glock 19, because I carried this gun for quite a while without a weapon light, and there was never no problem with it. The chances of us using the gun, I understand how all that goes, statistics, but it may be that one time you need to use this firearm and it's nighttime. You really need to be identifying your target, and it's going to be a little harder to do without a weapon light. Now, I always thought if I put a TLR1 on here and carry it every day, I'm going to know it. Carrying the TLR6 in a light-bearing holster didn't add much width, or it didn't add much size to the holster. Where the TLR1, it sticks out this much further than the gun. It's a little bit bulkier as well. So I was kind of concerned about how is that going to carry. Am I going to tell a big difference in the holster setups due to this big old TLR1 on here? And quite honestly, no. And I think that is pretty much due to buying a quality holster. Now that has a lot to do with your carry setup in general. When I first got into carrying my gun every day and got my carry permit, you don't want to go spend $70, $80, $100 on a holster, and I understand that, but it's one of those principles, buy once, cry once. And here in the gun world, it really pays off to just go ahead and buy a good product to start with. I'm sure most of us gun guys that have been around for a little bit have totes and totes just full of crap from learning the hard way, buying cheaper stuff, and it just doesn't work out. And some of the gun guys that are just getting into concealed carry or just get their permit, they might go to Walmart or their local gun store and buy like an Uncle Mike's holster or a Phobos holster And it'll work. Yes, it'll work, but at the same time, you really aren't experiencing comfortable carry. Now, until I upgraded to like a nice quality holster, I didn't really know what comfortable carry was either. I was just excited to be carrying a gun. I dealt with it being uncomfortable, and it's not always going to be comfortable. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and tell you throwing a Glock 19 with a TLR1 on is comfortable, but at the same time, it's a lot more comfortable than some of the other holster options out there. Now, as far as carrying like the TLR6, like I said, it doesn't add any width, it doesn't add any length, so this is just a really great compact package. Now, if you're just getting into concealed carry, I would recommend starting off with a mid-size gun, such as a Glock 19, a SIG 320, a VP9. The thing about that is, say you start off with like a Glock 43 or Smith & Wesson Shield. Now, when I wear this, it is comfortable. It honestly is, because I'm used to carrying a larger gun. But when you start off with something like this, and later on down the road you want to move to something mid-size or even full-size, it tends to be more noticeable and a lot more uncomfortable because you're used to having such a comfortable little rig on. Now, for some circumstances, it is a lot more convenient to carry such a smaller rig, and that's why we buy smaller guns. We can conceal them better, we don't have to worry about printing, nothing like that. So these do have their place in concealed carry. They definitely have their niche. But if you're just getting into concealed carry, I'd recommend getting a full-size gun, and that's just me. But not to get too far off topic, the weapons lights are just really a great idea, like I said, to verify your target at night. And they're not for, oh, I dropped my keys in the parking lot, let me pull my gun out and look around. None of that stuff. We don't want to unholster or draw our weapon unless there's indeed a threat and we feel that our lives are at danger. So that really falls into play with mindset. And before you get your permit, or maybe, when you get your carry permit, mindset plays probably the biggest role in having your concealed carry permit. Now that's a topic for a whole another video there, a whole another discussion. I will touch base on that probably here in the next month. But me personally, like I said, I feel a lot better having a weapons light on my gun, and buying the correct holster and a good quality holster is really what's going to make the difference if you could tell the difference in carrying this big old light or not. The TLR1's a good option, Surefire X300, Surefire XC1, the TLR6. There's just a lot of really good quality weapons lights out there. And, for me, I like Surefire stuff. Undoubtedly, they're the best light out there, and I can admit that. But Streamlight has served me well, guys. I've gotten them wet, I've gotten them dirty. I have a couple TLR1s that have held up for years and years and years, and I've put them on many different guns. For the money, you're just not going to beat the quality of light you get from Streamlight. I actually have a new Streamlight coming for my BCM, which will probably be in next week sometime. I'll be doing a video. I ordered quite a bit of stuff, so I'm going to do a video kind of on each product. I'm not really sure I'm going to do that yet. We'll get to that. But if you guys have any questions on running a weapon light, recommended holsters, recommended light for the gun that you have, or even for the use. Now, I have a TLR1 HL on here, which honestly, inside the house, it almost can be too bright. Now, it really depends how your house is set up if you're going to run this for home defense. This light here is 800 lumens, and in some circumstances, like I said, it can be too bright. Now, this works out pretty well for our house. We have pretty long hallways downstairs and stuff. We don't have too many mirrors set up. Now, there's a lot of people that like to have mirrors set up, and the chances of you getting blinded with this thing if it hits a mirror are very, very high. Now, with something like the TLR6, this has a couple different modes, but it also isn't very high lumen, which is a good thing and can be a bad thing. Now, if I'm outside or something, this thing, it definitely puts out enough light where I can see what I'm doing. I could definitely get proper target acquisition, but at the same time, I'm not going to get blinded in the house. So, I mean, it works out, it serves its purpose. But you need to decide what your main, are you going to mainly be using this pistol light outside as you everyday carry? Is it going to be a home defense role? And then how your house is set up. You can buy regular TLR1s that aren't nearly as bright as the HL. You can buy a Surefire XC1, which doesn't have a lot of lumens compared to the X300 or the TLR1. So it really just depends on your setup and your uses for it to determine what light you need. Also, what gun you have. Does it have the proper mounting? You know, does it have a Picatinny rail on it? Does it have a light mount of some sort? So these are things you need to look into. If you have any questions about your particular setup, please leave them down in the comments below, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate all my subscribers. We just broke 755 subscribers tonight, and that's huge. That is just awesome. I also started up a Patreon page, which if you're not familiar with that, it is for my subscribers if they feel the need to, if they want to, support to the channel. Now, I'm not going to sit here and beg for money. That's not how I am, and I really didn't even want to set up the Patreon page because I don't want you guys to think that I want money out of you. That's not the reason I do this, and if no one donates, that's fine too. It would be appreciated if you did, for sure, but at the same time, I just have mixed feelings about it. I'm going to see how it goes for a little bit, but like I said, I don't want you guys to think that I want your money because you watch my videos. That's not how it goes, guys. I'm just a regular old guy that decided, you know, I like guns, I like YouTube, I'm going to make my own videos. So the Patreon page, like I said, is basically set up for you guys to donate monthly if you'd like to. $1 or $5, whatever you feel the need to. It just really depends on your budget, everything, and I completely understand how stuff goes, guys. I'm also on a budget, and I've put a lot into this YouTube thing, as far as a camera, lights, computer, trying to acquire more ammo and more, you know, just more products to review, staying up on ordering stuff to have on the channel, which I enjoy doing it. And if I didn't make a dime off of it, guys, I would still enjoy doing it, and that's the honest truth. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and have a good night, guys.